Welcome back. Honestman, playing Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. Picking up shortly after where we left off last episode, we are on our way to save a Duchess in Distress. To that end, we've warped north to the port crystal that we set down on our way to Blue Moon Tower. From here, we take the left fork in the road north. We shouldn't be needing this port crystal here anymore, so we will collect this. When we reach the castle, we switch into the disguise that the handmaiden gave us as a part of the quest. The set of Royal Guard armor. I should also make mention of our new traveling companions, Eliza and Ellie. As you can see, they are levels 54 and 60 respectively, so very big upgrades over my prior public pawns.
What's this? A new recruit, is it? My shift only
The disguise should go off without a hitch here, and he lets us in. There's not a whole lot to this place. It's quite linear, and no matter which path you take, you will ultimately find yourself in the upper floors.
You've truly come for me. I've yearned to see you so, all this time.
No. I really don't like the Duchess. Okay, so now we need to get out of here with her. And the jig is basically up, so you can switch back into your regular armor at this point in time. We're going to have to fight our way out of here. You may have noticed a locked door on your way in. We entered in the top right here, but the locked door in the top left is our exit.
The main exit is far too perilous. We should take this way.
The underground corridor is relatively straightforward, but you're going to have to help the Duchess across gaps. Be careful on the bridge, because some enemies will come up behind you. And you don't want the Duchess to die. She can definitely die.
Milady! Mirabelle! These good men are from Milord. They'll see us safely home. Come, milady. Let us be off for home.
I feel more familiar with this quest now.
And that concludes the final subquest in our complete playthrough. It's just main quest from here on out. So, Deny Salvation is next, and anything you need to do or want to do, now is the time. One thing that I would recommend doing if you haven't already done so is to create additional copies of the Blessed Flower. This was the special item that Quina gave us, which only lasts 24 hours, but also gives us double XP from enemies. We have one or two more quests before we're into the post-game, where we're going to be fighting a lot of enemies that are worth a lot of XP, at least relative to the standard world. So having additional copies of this so we can start doubling up on our XP will be very helpful. When you're ready, ferry stone over to the Greatwall encampment. So the opening salvo here is a bunch of harpies and a couple of armored cyclops. It shouldn't be too tough. The treasure inside the Greatwall encampment is decidedly superior to what we've seen so far, excluding Bitterblack Isle, of course. Some of the random treasures around here are commensurate with random treasures inside Bitterblack Isle. Specifically, I want to highlight 2 treasure chests in particular. Both of them are in this square room atop the spiral staircase. The chest on the left, I think the best thing to get there is the Steel Cuirass, and the chest on the right, I really want the Malorian arm guards. Your mileage may vary, of course. Obviously, we were looking at loot tables for Bitterblack Isle. This is the first time in Grancis in general where I would recommend checking out the loot tables.
Mad! Salvation is mad to conjure up such monsters. They'll be eaten, sure as the rest of us. Forgive me, sir, but I'll not open this door. I'll not be food for those beasts.
So yeah, atop the castle there's a Chimera. When we reach the roof, we find another party.
Ah, the Arisen. Welcome. It would seem our fates are closely bound. The honeyed sleep of destruction will find this place, and all the world in its turn. Indeed, the coming night ill needs us, its faithful harbingers. Just as you and your hubris cannot hope to stop the divine beast that mocked you. Before its might, you stand as useless and frail as this ungainly contrivance of brick and mortar. Nonetheless, the trice you might delay the dragon's coming is blasphemy just the same. I had brought my flock to see these walls reduced to dust. But first they shall peel the flesh from your bones, my dear Arisen.
Yeah, so here we have 2 whites, but the first thing you should do is open this chest, because you're not going to be able to after the combat.
I've learned new techniques.
I fear I have misjudged the extent of your skill, dear Arisen. I see it was folly to worry of walls and armies while you still live. However, it seems my regret will be short-lived. Don't you feel it? The very air dances around us. The long night is come. The dragon's reign at last begins. Merciful winged death! All powerful and merciless Grigori! Behold, you unrepentant blasphemers! This is absolute truth! This is salvation!
The rantings of an up-jump zealot make for tedious listening. His ilk serves no role in what is to come. Only my death will staunch the flood of destruction. A task still far beyond your means. If you would face me, seek me out, and I shall allow it. But heed the zealot's lesson well, when the weak court death may find it. Until then, I shall hold your little keepsake safe. Your Dragonforged will speak for my diligence in that. The choice falls not to me, nor to the whims of fate. It is yours alone.
And there we are. The final battle lies ahead of us. And we can proceed to that right now, but I don't recommend it. We have the option to talk to the Dragonforged right now, and I suggest you do so. So, back inside Hillfigure Knoll.
The hour is come, Arisen.
So he gives us a little expedition and foreshadows a little bit. Nothing terribly special. But the real reason that we came back here was for the item he just gave us. The Dragonleather vest. I think this is probably one of the top 3 best pieces of torso clothing in the game. And part of the reason I say that is because it has such versatility in terms of vocation selection. And it has fire resistance. I think there's a premium on fire resistance. Its piercing and striking resistance are also pretty respectable once we level this up a little bit. So I'm going to put this onto Honestman here in place of the silver chest plate, which has been putting in work for us all the way since our very first trip into Bitterblack Isle. And you can see side by side here, a level 3 enhanced silver chest plate is just barely ahead of the Dragonleather vest, and it gives us a net plus 2% on our fire resist. So I'm going to go Dragonleather here, and I may enhance it 1 level just for the heck of it, and we'll go with that. With that prize in hand, now it's really the last call. Whatever items you want to bring, whatever consumables, whatever equipment you want to have on you, now is the time to figure that out. Killing the dragon will bestow all of your equipment to Dragonforged status. So this is a very important opportunity for us. There's other ways you can do that in the future, but this is far and away the best opportunity. So really do put some thought into your equipment loadout. Back at what's left of the Greatwall Castle, we head to the back chamber, which was previously locked. Passing through the gate, we are greeted by a familiar sight. It's the area where we started the game in the prologue. Of course, the enemies are a little tougher, but not too bad. This next section is very tricky. There's going to be flyers here, and we need them to stay alive. So we're going to rush through and clear the Saurians out of this area. If all goes to plan, the Geosaurians will be cleared out, and the Harpies will be still alive, and hopefully haranguing you in this area. And what you want to do is grab them. Come here. There we go. Now, we go over here. If you had some mobility tricks like vault or levitate, it's easier to do this. But I'm a warrior. I don't have any of that stuff. So I just use the flyer to get over to this chest. And then we kill it. And save. And then save scum this chest. And that's what we wanted, a lamellar jacket. This is maybe not worth the trouble, but it honestly wasn't that much trouble. And as you can see, I can't actually equip this, but this is more of an investment for the future. This is great for striders and assassins. And those are vocations that could use a little versatility in their chess pieces. A lot of the high-level chess pieces are dominated by fighters and warriors. So I think this is a very nice piece. In the temple antechamber, I think we have some hellhounds. Oh, and more harpies. Once the antechamber is cleared of enemies, there's one more chest we care about here. In this back corner, we want a royal surcoat. Malorian plate. Well, this isn't what I was going for, but I'm actually going to take it. The Malorian plate has better piercing and striking resistance than the royal surcoat, and it also has fire resistance. It loses out on, I believe, ice resistance, but I think that's a good trade all around. I think I'm taking this. And we have a Gore Chimera. There we go. And then we just stand on the switches to open the door. And that's going to be a wrap. We'll pick up next time going toe-to-toe with Grigori the Red Dragon. Until then, thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe. This has been Honestman and Mary Abernathy, and we will see you next time with more Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen.